What's good, everybody? This is your man Doulos, and of course, you're inside another episode of the Mars Hill Radio Show. Just excited today. We got a cat that is amazing in many respects. Been doing his thing in the arena of music for quite some time, and he's always bringing something new to the table. So I'm really looking forward to talking to Benjah today and talking about his new project, The Breakup. Benjah, what's good, brother?
What is up, man? Great to be on the show.
Hey, man. Well, hey, it's great to have you, man. I really appreciate you taking time to just chop it up with us a little bit, especially in the middle of you doing some touring, man. So I know you got major things going on. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Just trying to keep focused out here on the road and keep my right mission on point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, man. So let's get to it, man. Everybody's excited about the new project, The Breakup. How did it come about, the title? And then, how are you feeling about the project overall?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm constantly working on music, so whether it's going to be for me or for another artist or whatever, like, I'm working on it, I don't know the end goal or where it's going to go, but I'm always working on it. So the breakup started a little differently because this is the first project that I haven't fully produced myself and fully written myself. I brought in a partner for this because I wanted to just further stretch myself as an artist and also evolve into some realms that I wouldn't be able to get by myself.
Yeah.
So I brought in my producer buddy. His name is Sky. And actually everything, all my production now, like we're a legit team now. So like all the stuff I've done with Lecrae and Tadashi and stuff I'm working on with Trip Lee right now, it's through me and Sky. So a little team. But anyway, so the reason I reached out to him and didn't want to do another project by myself is just to stretch myself. He's more of a pop producer, definitely more a keyboard-based producer, way more programming, where I'm more of a live person, more soulful, more guitar-based.
Right.
So I just really wanted to do something that sounded very different than everything I've done, and then also just push myself as a writer, as an artist, and push myself into a genre that might open up more doors for me also. So that was the purpose of bringing Sky on.
Yeah. So how did you guys hook up?
He's been a fellow colleague producer in Florida for a couple of years now, and we actually both worked on the first Group 1 project that was signed under Word. And then we ran across each other several times, but we never collabed. I've always kind of mentioned something to him years ago, like, hey, we should just mess around and see what happens. He's like, nah, I don't work with anybody else. I just work by myself. I was like, all right. But about a year and a half ago, I just kept hitting him up. I was begging him. I was like, dude, let's just see what happens. Right. And I know we're very different producers, very different people. Let's just see what happens. Right. So he finally consented, and man, it was really just crazy, like how we vibed. Maybe we vibed so well because we had somewhat of a friendship beforehand, so we kind of understood each other. But man, musically, we just connected on a crazy level. And when you have any time to sit down with the record and really listen to it all the way through several times, like you hear a journey through music.
Right.
But there's just so many variables in it and so many different, fusions that we tried to fuse and just bring something just crazy for your ears, Yeah, man. It's
an amazing project, man. I'm really glad that you guys linked up and were able to produce it and put it out, man. So the title of the album is The Breakup. Talk to us a little bit about that title for the album and what it really means.
Okay. Yeah, so the way I wanted to write my record was I wanted to do some, at least half the record that's like obviously blatantly, for the body, for encouragement of the body. Then the other half I wanted to write a little more metaphorically to do some outreach, with some stuff to where it might not blatantly sound like a Christian song, but any Christian would definitely, they would recognize the scriptures that I weave in there. You know what I'm saying? But a worldly person might not recognize the scriptures, but they might recognize the message. And like they'll hear the life message I'm trying to give them, but they wouldn't be turned off by it because they're like, oh, this is whatever. So I really want to try to create a project like that. So Breakup came from probably halfway through when we were done with the record, like, I was just listening for a common theme throughout my songs, and I guess there was a common theme. Like, I guess I was writing a lot, metaphorically towards this girl, so-called girl I was breaking up with, who really is just sin or flesh or just really just myself, my simple nature. That's so tempting, and that's always trying to draw me in, similar to a Jezebel type figure. Hence, my first single I released, Jezebel, which, I wrote that to where it could be an obvious relationship, but really as I wrote it, it was much bigger than that. And Jezebel just represents sin in general, because all sin is enticing, and it seduces us, or it wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that's dope, too. So, when you wrote this project, how long did it take you, first of all, from start to finish to complete the album?
Yeah, this is the longest project that it's taken me, just because we took. Well, Sky works. He doesn't do music full time yet, so he doesn't have full time to work on like I do.
Right.
So we were limited there, and I really wanted him involved in everything. So this project took us a year and a half to do. So last year and a half we've been grinding on this, and just it's taken a long time, but it's been well worth it. And it's funny, man, because the shape of this project changed so many times. Like at first we started, and it was more. I think at first we were trying to do more of a pop rock record, and we did a bunch of songs like that. And then we're like, we might be pushing too far. And then I think we shifted to, and then we got like a little soul vibe. We were doing like some more like chill, soulful stuff. And then towards the end, we started to bring it back around to like, the urban and the hip hop and rap side, which is where I wanted to be more comfortable, but I still wanted that pop element. So it has all that, and you'll hear it all. But there's a lot of songs that didn't make the project. We really picked the best songs to make a well-rounded project, and I feel it is like as well-rounded as we could do. I really feel it is.
Yeah, as far as writing and content-wise, given I guess the span of time that it took to make the project, what kind of emotional journey did you go through during the time that you wrote the project? And did you, looking back on it, did you find that it was like actually evident in the music?
For sure, yeah, man. Some of the most emotional songs to me were Not Alone and On Grace I Stand. Those two songs in particular. Not Alone was just birthed from all the tragedies that were going on all over the world with earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, our economy, all this and that. And then even more practical things, just like, people losing their jobs here, and, just the day-to-day things we have to deal with. So that shows that season when all that stuff happened. And then like the On Grace I Stand, I was just a very emotional state I was in, dealing with some sin, and just realizing that it's not, I'm beaten down by sin, but the only way I'm going to stand again is when the Lord picks me up and places me on His grace. Right. He's the one holding me up. So I look at that season I was in there. These are all different seasons in the last year and a half, So yeah, it's actually been really cool to draw it out, because you go through so many different seasons at that time. Your content can be more diverse and more, well-rounded.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think about the fact that you've been doing, Christian music for a minute now, and I don't know if you see it, you could tell me, but like I've noticed, like with your music, also with say like Truth and Ambassador's music, probably even Tadashi, but I'm noticing like like a seasoning even in the content of the music. It's like, the initial phase was kind of, just a lot of energy, a lot of zeal for the Lord. And now I think that, guys are kind of moving into like a phase where they've lived out their faith for a while, and they're seeing both the strength of the Lord and also the weakness of themselves. And the music reflects that. Have you noticed that?
True. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like I look at my different projects, like Filtered. I was just in like a crazy growth season, just like learning, being discipled, and you can hear it in the music. Like it's just,
right.
I mean, it's pretty theologically deep.
Right.
Filtered is, and then Loved Ones. You know, the project with Dillavu, that project was very unity based, and Loved Ones, you know, and well, Filtered, I was very zealous and very like hardcore, and like maybe too zealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily on the record, but in my life I was. A record, you know, I obviously tried to be as sensitive as I could, but in life I was, and then the Lord just softened me down and broke me down and you know, showed me more grace so that I could show more grace to others, and that's when the whole Loved Ones movement started. Loved Ones obviously being your family, and us being Christians, the worldwide family of our body and believers. So that was a whole unity vibe, and now like, you know, I'm even stretched further than that. Whereas, like, I didn't want to write a whole record just for the body. Like, you know, I would say about half the record is blatantly encouraging for the body. The other half is more metaphorically written, you know, to where it can go beyond the body. So yeah, I do see a lot of growth in that, and it's funny because I used to, you know, I've known artists, and I mean, I bet I was like this at one time. Like, if you didn't have a song and you didn't say Jesus 100 times in a song, then that's not a Christian song. And that's just legalistic and immature, to be honest. So, you know, got to a point where there's nothing wrong with writing a song that's not blatantly a worship song to God, as long as you still maintain a biblical worldview, you know. And that's the key thing. If you maintain a biblical worldview, you can write about anything if you're writing through the right lens. You know what I mean? So I've seen that growth in a lot of artists, and even in myself. It's encouraging to see that, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, hey man, I'm really enjoying the album, and I'm also enjoying this conversation. We are coming up on a break, but when we get back to the other side of the break, we'll just get it in a little bit more with Benjah and talk a little bit more about the breakup, and also you know, just what's going on with Benjah a little bit more from a personal standpoint. So y'all keep it locked. This is the Mars Hill Radio Show, and I'm Dulo. So